has this little wind guard on it. I'll take it off. You know, because I'm a heavy breather, and you've probably heard me breathing like that the whole time. So I'm just maybe making sure I don't get any of that wind on there. But this is a Nuemann TLM 102. Great microphone. It's going to cost you about $700, but when I'm talking about when you pay more money for mics, you actually get the quality. That is very true. If there's anything that ever translates money-wise with quality, it is microphones. So you see microphones out there for like $3,000. Just know there's a reason why they're $3,000. It's not just because they're a name brand. It's actually because they work like a $3,000 mic should work. On the flip side, you know, you go to Amazon and you buy like a Newer, which I've done. I in my box here, I have like 3 or 4 Newers, thinking they were the best thing in the world, and they got the job done back then. But you know, since buying this, and I'm like, wow, it's those mics were not really suited for doing what I needed them to do. So, and you can hear that in the quality, and it just takes more time to fix it, to brighten it up, to EQ it the right way, to put the right preamps on them, all that kind of stuff. When you have like a mic like this, and you literally just throw it in and you're ready to go most of the way. Like, it gets you a good head start, and then it's just the quality is just so good. Right now I do have a high pass filter on just because of proximity, and I don't have a very low, traveling voice that way. I do have a higher pitched voice, but it's always good. Anytime you're dealing with speech, with audio, you want to have that high pass filter on, and what that does is that just kind of cuts off those lower frequencies. I think 200 and below, 200 hertz and below. And those are your boomy sounds. Those are your those kind of deals. And you don't really want to hear those too much when you're talking or listening to somebody talk. Excuse me. And I have lost my train of thought. But, we were talking about my equipment. So, Nuemann TLM 102 microphone. That's what you're hearing. And I'm running it through an Apollo Twin Mark II interface. And this is a universal audio product. And this version that I got is going to cost you about $1,000. But, again, if there's anything that translates cost and quality, it just has to deal with audio equipment. And what I found, this UAD product, Apollo Twin, comes with, I think like maybe a lot, like 11, I think, came with this bundle of UAD software emulator programs, like the LA2A by Teletronic, the 1176, oh my gosh, there's so many names and numbers jumbled up in my brain right now, and I don't know how I'm forgetting this. But you know what? Or I could just show you, because you know what? You can see my screen here. So let's do that. Let's do that real quick. I can spend entirely too much time on here, but it just comes with some awesome things. I'll just do this. I'll show you. If I had the money, I would buy the Neve preamp here, because I just love Neve when it comes to equalizers, preamps, all that fun stuff. So I have not purchased anything extra that what came with this Apollo Twin. So I have the Marshall Plexi Classic amplifier. Never used it, but I'm sure it's amazing, because when you deal with UAD, you're dealing with high quality, like the top-notch studios. They're going to have UAD plugins, and that's what they're going to be using if they do not want to use the actual analog products that they have, which are expensive and costly to fix. But I have this raw distortion, have not used that yet, but that sounds like I need to be using it. Okay, this is what I was trying to come up, the UA610B tube preamp. And when I talk about for your vocals, if you want just a good, rich, soulful sound on your vocals, glory, it'll get you there in like a one click. And It is honestly the best. There's one individual who comes in here and records, and I love using it on his voice because he has this nice soulful voice, and it just makes it full. It makes it rich. It's an expensive voice. That's what this thing does. It makes you expensive. All right, so soft tube bass amp. Never used it. Probably should. Teletronic LA2A. Use that on everything pretty much. That is my favorite kind of compressor limiter. I just love what it does. Yes. That's one thing. If I were to ever spend the money, had the extra money to get something like an actual analog product, it would be the Teletronic LA2A. Yes. Yes. Just say yes. The UA 1176. Awesome thing to use. Again, all this comes with this. Like, yes, it costs $1,000, but you know, if you were to try to buy these plugins just by themselves, you know, all of these that you're getting, you probably almost add up to $1,000 anyway. So if you think about it that way, not only are you getting one of the best processing interfaces that they are out there for that size, that affordability, but you're also getting all these awesome like necessities. You need to have these when you're mixing. And if you don't believe that, just try it and then you'll see. Literally, like that interface was the thing that took me from a whatever is before a beginner producer to the next level, because automatically everything that I created started to sound better. It started to sound fuller, richer, even without having the extra knowledge of what I know now from going to school. It just took me there. So it is an investment. Yes, it's $1,000. They have cheaper versions out there, or ones that don't come with all the plugins and stuff. But the Apollo Twin Mark II is definitely something that you want to add to your deal. Potec Pro Legacy, have not used that. Honestly, I don't even know what that is, but I have it. Reverb Room Modeler, I use that, but I'm not the biggest fan of it, just because I do have some reverbs that I really like using. One of them being the Waves H reverb. Love it. One of them being the Chroma that comes with Logic Pro X. I actually love that one too. So reverbs I'm kind of funny on, because you know you can spend all day playing it around with how they sound. So I don't actually use this one that much. The Reverb Pro. Potec EQP, I have not used that yet, so can't tell you. But I'm pretty sure it's an EQ equalizer. A parametric probably. Precision Mix Rack Collection. I don't even know what that is. So I need to do some research and figuring it out. But then again, I mean, that's my UAD here. You know, I'll just pull in the kind of the built-in console for you to see. It's really nice, really well put together. You know, this is where you would, what am I looking at right now? This is where you add in all the fun stuff. Put in your, I'm going to go to equalization. I'm going to use the 610B. Oh, yes. Okay, cool. So that's how you do that. This is what it looks like. Yes. Oh, okay. Hands down, best thing. Imagine this, that you were recording yourself or somebody else, and you're going to send it to somebody. So, you know, generally you'll send them the raw audio if you're going to send it out to somebody else, because, you know, they'll be able to put their probably more expensive plugins and everything else on your vocal. But they have this thing called UAD monitoring and recording, obviously right here on the right side. And it actually allows you to be able to monitor all these effects that you're putting on your mic while you're recording, without them actually affecting your actual recording. So put it this way. In your Logic session, when you hit record on your microphone, you start singing. In your headphones, you're going to hear sweet reverb, sweet soulful sound, you know, however they mix it. But all that's going to be captured in Logic is going to be just the raw audio file. So there's a few. I mean, yes, it might sound weird, like, oh, why would I do that? Why would I, do it that way? Just because if you're going to send it to somebody else, you want to send them the raw audio file, but you want a really good experience when you're recording. It's so different from hearing yourself dry and, trying to sing all good when there's no reverb on you or no liveliness. But, with using that, you can create that liveliness and hear it in your ear, like hear yourself already in that packed stadium of, however it goes, or America's Got Talent or something. You can hear yourself like that while you're recording. But then really honestly, the best thing is that you can stick all those plugins and everything on there and then record straight to your DAW. With those effects on. So that awesome sound that you're hearing, that's the same exact awesome sound that's going to be recorded to your Logic project. So it's just, there's so many good deals about this thing here. So I would say it's definitely worth the investment. Yes, I'm gonna put this stuff on like YouTube and whatever, but I'm not like sponsored or anything like that. I'm just telling you from one person who's been doing this for a long time. I'm 30 now. I've been doing this since I was 13. Just trust me. Like, that's an investment you're going to want to make however you can make it happen. Save up birthday money, save up whatever, tax time. Like, yes, this, honestly, you will not regret this. There will never, unless, futuristic sound is something different, there will never be another interface that you'll need to buy, for your studio setup, especially if you're doing it at home. You could take that thing with you anywhere. It's lightweight, it's travel sized. I probably should be showing you pictures of it, but I don't feel like moving my camera right now because I think that's kind of cheesy. So I'll just do another video with it. But the Apollo Twin Mark II, you need it in your life. Yeah, so I used to use that Scarlett Focusrite 1820i that I was telling you about earlier. And then I got that one, and then I have not went back minus recording drums, just because it's good to have those extra channels where you can record everything at the same time. But my guitars, I will 100% run through the Apollo Twin, just because they even have your input channel 1 is also a high Z input that is meant for guitars, like literally designed, meant to make your guitar sound awesome coming through. Line level, all that fun things. Then you have the two XLR hybrid 1/4 inch inputs in the back, and you have, I believe, four different output channels as well. And mine is the Thunderbolt, I think that's what they call it, connection that plugs into your Mac. Because there's different ones you can buy. I think you can buy USB and you can buy Thunderbolt. I just got the Thunderbolt because I have a MacBook. Yeah, okay, I need to stop this video. But that is the equipment that I used. As far as audio, what you're hearing right now is the Nuemann. As far as what I've been recording everything with, has been the Apollo Twin. And on my MIDI interface the things I recorded, like the keys and all this stuff here, I have an Arturia, if that's how you pronounce it, Keylab 49. Very pretty, very, honestly, I've used a lot of MIDI controllers before, as far as keyboards, and I can't even quite explain it, because I didn't think that you would have a different sound or a different feel from a MIDI controller. But when I play, maybe it's because of how the keys feel or something, when I play on this Arturia Keylab, it translates what I'm playing better than like my M Audio or something like that, Axiom, or even the like the MKII Mini kind of deal. It just, if you're a keyboard player and you want to like have a MIDI controller that maybe you're running main stage with, or Logic or Pro Tools or something, it's definitely worth checking out. It translates, again, like the softness, just the small details of what you're doing to the to the hard, more percussive sounds that you're doing with your hands. It translates it very well. And then the drum pads, 16 drum pads that feel good, look cool, they light up when you hit them. They're very sensitive, so you can barely touch them just to get that, the very low velocity, or you can kind of hammer down on them. So it's a good product. I've been blessed here at my workplace at Trinity Church in Deltona, Florida, just to kind of invest in these things and make it happen. So we record our songs that we do here, that we write here, we use all this stuff. And I honestly say this is it's a pretty good setup here. Everything works. Everything works good. Good deal. All right, so you all be blessed. Again, this song was deeper. I know you've been just looking at a blank screen for a while and seeing me in a little box. But I hope you've enjoyed this video.
Take me deeper, take me deeper, take me deeper into your presence. Lord, I am ready to go deeper.